Hey guys, it's Julie. Thanks for joining me today for some snippets here in my creative journal. I do want to start off by saying sorry. I am not pleased with my lighting, shadows, etc. on this video, but I'm still working out some new lighting and trying to get my camera settings and my lighting settings all figured out. So thanks for your patience. All right, but we're diving right in. You're going to see these labels, and the color scheme from those are my inspiration. I found a kit over at Hey Scrapper. They sell digital products, and I purchased just some elements called Hey Boo, and I'm going to link that below for you guys if you're interested. But I loved the colors because they were Halloween-y, but kind of non-traditional. And I did not get that straight. It's too far in, though. I'm not going to save it, so we're going to just deal with it. I have used the Carrie Bradford Franklin Numbers Plus set. It's a recent release that she had for the October and the 11. It's a really fun new set. I've been getting a lot of use out of it. But I'm also just dragging out a bunch of supplies I have that I have kept away, tucked away, and I bring them out every fall, and it's fun to just kind of reacquaint myself with the little goodies. This is another new set. This one's from Studio Calico. It's kind of like I'm easily distracted, and this one says Hocus Pocus, Lost My Focus. I swear that is my theme for the month. Felt so tuned in September, but then we took a trip, and coming back is just always hard for me to get myself plugged back in. I do like to include the high and low temps for the weather. I just find it interesting to look back on, so I squeeze those on the top two labels. And then this stamp is from the Heidi Swap Stamp Society September kit, I believe. It's a really good one, kind of like a currently watching, listening to type set, so I go ahead and include that we are watching my son's rugby game today. Here you're going to get a better view of that Hey Boo set that I mentioned earlier, or at least the pieces that I decided to print out. I loved the labels, basic things like that I can use all the time. The ghosts were super cute, and this haunted house obviously is something that I reach for first. As I lay things down and try to find their home, you're going to see I kind of shuffle stuff around, but I'm also just really looking for nooks and crannies or just places that I can nest. So you can see that that house kind of fits in up top, and even the watching stamp that I did earlier, it kind of had that little angle that worked around the black spellbound sticker. So I'm just basically, trying to find those types of things. I'm trying to create it here with a spider web, and eventually I'm just going to go, full half circle there in order for that to work up against a straight edge. But that's basically what my little brain is trying to do through this whole process, is just find those nooks, those crannies where pieces will fit together. I do want some overlapping, but obviously I don't want to overlap words where you can't read something. So just kind of that fine balance. This black and white washi came in an old kit, I believe. I have since found it over on Etsy, and it's not entirely Halloween related, but I did keep it away here with my Halloween items, so it's fun to bring it out right now, but I'm also like, dang, where has this been the rest of my life? I do love it, and it's neutral enough that you could use it anytime. But I feel like I wanted just, again, some more of that overlapping. I have a tendency to maybe put things too perfunctory on a page. I don't know how else to say it, but they hold their own space, but I want them to play with others. I want to force the interaction with the different little elements. I know it's probably way too much thought put into it, but I did want those labels to be overlapped a little bit, but then I actually come back and decide that I want each of the labels to basically lay on top of the washi. Unfortunately, the washi is something I should be laying first, but I don't necessarily have the foresight to do that. So we're just doing a workaround here with our X-Acto knife, which is not ideal. I'm not super great at this tiny skill set stuff. I don't have my surgeon skills, but I also don't even mind. Some of the labels end up getting a little bit scratched by the point of my tweezers, and some of them, or maybe even with the X-Acto knife, and I don't care because it kind of gives them a weathered look, which works just fine with this whole project. Pay no mind to me vacillating back and forth over this stupid cobweb. So unnecessary, but I wasn't sure if it just needed to nestle up in between the labels or go flat. We went flat. Now it's time to stick the cute little house down. Obviously, it adds so much life and fun to my page. And in hindsight, yet again, I would have shifted everything down probably 2 inches, so it would have been more central on my page. But this is just a daily creative page. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, so we're just going to keep rolling with it. Now, of all the stamps in this huge, big 6x8 set, you'll notice that this little guy catches my eye. I do love it, though. It's a new little favorite. And I use it almost like a bullet point here. I just wanted to add some bullet points of the day. I didn't have a lot to say or a lengthy description of each of the things we were working on. So I just thought, you know what, highlight a few of the things we were doing. It's been kind of slow around here of late, basically coming back from vacation. I have been a little stagnant. So I'm just going to throw in a few little things with, like I said, bullet points and call it good. Totally forgotten that I had these stickers from the Coffee Monster Co. They're so cute. The little ghost absolutely caught my eye. Had to include it, and I found the perfect little spot up there, just floating, and it's the perfect addition. The first few days here in my journal were all devoted to our trip to Chicago, so this has been my first opportunity to use any of these Halloween supplies. You can't tell, can you? I'm like using everything. I pull out this ghost washi because it also catches my eye and throw it down, and while I am obviously just excited to be using all the things, I do feel like it helps balance out that black house up on the top and black label. I'm trying to just keep black sprinkled throughout my whole page, so that's part of the reasoning. Also, it's just dang cute. I don't know if you caught it a few seconds ago, but like when my little fingers start to drum roll along the bottom, it's kind of like, okay, I'm fresh out of ideas, so am I wrapping this up or not? And I was just there, but then I literally looked over at my planner desk, which is behind me, and I spotted these stickers from Scotia Paper Co. They were something I just ordered from her, and she uses a lot of matchups, so this particular color matches up perfectly to the mild liner, and I don't actually know the name of it. Maybe it was, oh shoot, I'm not going to remember, but it's kind of in the newer fresh colors that I love, with that chartreuse and this purple. And sorry, I don't know like any of the names, that's so unhelpful, but anyway, I just thought, oh my gosh, these are perfect. I wanted to sprinkle some more of this purple color here on the page, and I also just love like the airy effect it kind of brings. It's taking something that's like, ooh, spooky, scary, haha, not very, and you just making it even lighter and fluffier, I guess. So I really loved the addition of these stickers, and I thought that they were just fun to add little pops of color. I have them also in kind of that chartreuse color that matches up to that ink that you see there laying in the corner, so I totally could have used those, could have used both colors, but I was kind of locked and loaded here on this purple, so we just went with it. I do want to say that these stickers are a washi material, and they're really delicate. I did find that they were a little bit hard to lay down because they don't hold themselves up, so it was kind of like, oh, where is it going to land? I wasn't entirely sure. It doesn't entirely matter either, though. It's such a nice like wavy curve. Wherever they land is pretty much fine, but you're going to see that I kind of fuss with that. I do love the little dots that she included. It's funny how just those little pieces kind of help ground, I think, and so they're not just floating in midair. But basically, this really wraps up my page for today. And it was, like I said, nothing really going on that I needed to document today. And some days are that way. Some days I have a lot I do want to document. Other days I'm just like, you know what, take a few minutes and play with some cute fall Halloween supplies. And I have all these things. I've had some of these things for years. I obviously have a couple of new additions with the Hey Boo kit and the Scotia leaves. But it was just really fun to pull this together, and there's just something really satisfying in that. It doesn't take me a lot of time, so it's just something that is kind of a self-care for me because I'm super satisfied with myself at the end of it, and it's just, you know, time well spent in my opinion. Even though it's not documenting a momentous occasion, it's still just something like, oh hey, look what I created out of nothing on that day. So it's fun to pull the little elements together to create one grouping that lives harmoniously. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. I know that this was just kind of a fluffy page, but it was a fun color scheme and something that I just enjoyed putting together. So I wanted to share it with you guys, and I happen to have my camera on. Thank you so much for joining me for this today. I really appreciate you hanging out all the way to the end here. And I do love to hear from you guys in the comments, so please say hello. If you enjoyed the video, please like and or subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Until then, take care.